Okay, YouTube, I'm out in my little homemade greenhouse that I built for like $100. I was kind of wanting to show you what could actually be done if you throw one of these up. This right here is all celery. It's needing to be transplanted because it's getting pretty good size. I'm going to transplant it all out into different beds, and then it'll look like that. There's a better example of it right there. That's still a baby celery, but once you get them transplanted out like that and get some warm weather, they take off pretty well. I did a lot of, I don't know if anybody knows what air layering is. Propagating your trees by scraping the bark and putting, how you can buy little things to put around them and put peat moss in it. Well, I never had any luck with that, so I just went out and did some cuttings off my mulberry trees, and this doesn't necessarily mean success, but as you can see, they're coming out here in the greenhouse. The way you can really tell success on these, like let's just say this plant over here is lion's tail or wild dogga, and it gets real woody and tall too in the summertime. But what I did is I did some cuttings off of that. I mean, as you can see that I've cut it off there, and there's one of them, and you can pull it and see it just pulls out easy. That still may take, but most likely it won't. But like over here, here's another one that I did a cutting of, same plant, and as you can see, can't pull it out. It's already taken root, and you can see it's coming out around the bottom. And then here I've got my Tabasco peppers that I'm overwintering, and we'll see how that goes. May or may not work. And then over here, this little bed, this was my compost bed, but then it became a propagation bed of its own. I've got some Genera in here that I've had that plant for 5 years now, and I've managed to overwinter it every year. It's kind of tropical. Some of them died back one year, and I ended up with only like one plant left as a mother plant. So it's done pretty well from one plant to, I've got probably 20 of them now. And on one of my last videos I did, showing how I was gonna grow stuff from plants that I got at the grocery store. Here's the rosemary. I've just cut them off and popped them in there. They still look like they might do something. They hadn't wilted and died yet, so that's real promising. And then the bay leaves, as you can see there, I don't know what they'll do. They might do something. And then here's another example of whether something's going to take or not. This is a fig tree that I did some cuttings off of in the fall. As you can see, that pulls right out, but it does have a nice green leaf on it. And over here, that one doesn't pull right out, so that one's already taken root. So a lot of stuff you can propagate, from cuttings. And like this over here, this is oregano that I saved, and then I did some cuttings of it, which are right here, and they've already taken root. So there's a lot of things you can grow a lot of if you want more of it. If you only have one plant, like say I went to the store and just bought one of these, I can cut 10 or 15 tops off of it and have 10 or 15 more plants. So that's something you can do. Yeah, I've got sunflowers over there that I didn't really plant. I just threw some sunflower seeds in there and they did grow. Anyway, just a short video to show some of the stuff I'm doing. Thanks for watching.